How did you do? Let's check the answer. First, align the -9 horizontally. Then align +5 underneath horizontally. Notice that there are 5 zero pairs. If we combine the 5 zero pairs and move off to the side, this leaves us with the answer of -4. Now I'm going to model using zero pairs to subtract positive integers. Let's use the problem +3 minus +6. I begin by putting down 3 positive squares. If we were using the takeaway method, I would simply take away 6 positive squares. But we only have 3 positive squares. So how can I take away 6 positive squares? This is where our work with zero pairs helps us out. Adding zero pairs to a number does not change the value of a number. So I can create the 6 positive squares I need by adding 3 zero pairs. Now I can take away 6 positive squares. And when the 6 positive squares are removed, I'm left with 3 negative squares. Therefore, the answer to +3 minus +6 is -3. Let's try another problem. +7 minus +11. First, I align 7 positive squares. Since it's impossible for me to simply take away 11 positive squares, I'll add the remaining difference of 4 using zero pairs. By adding the 4 zero pairs, I can now remove 11 positive squares. After I remove the positive squares, we're left with 4 negative squares, so the answer to +7 minus +11 is -4. Now it's your turn to use the zero pairs to subtract positive integers. As before, when the problem appears, press pause until you've solved the problem. Then press play and we will check your answer together. If you do not wish to practice, press fast forward to the next section of the video, subtracting negative integers using the zero pair method. Ready? Here's your practice problem. +9 minus +12. Let's see how you did. First, align the +9 horizontally. Then, because I do not have enough positive squares to take 12 away, I add 3 zero pairs underneath horizontally. Now I can remove the 12 positive squares which leaves us with a remaining 3 negative squares. So +9 minus +12 equals -3. Now that you've mastered using zero pairs to subtract positive integers, it's time to use zero pairs to subtract negative integers. Let's look at the problem, -4 minus -5. By looking at the problem, you might think that since we're dealing with negatives and subtraction that we wouldn't need zero pairs for this problem. However, whether negative or positive, we cannot take 5 away from 4. First, I'll lay out 4 negative squares. Next, I'll make up the remaining difference by placing this zero pair here. Now I can remove the 5 negative squares. We're left with this 1 positive square. That's it. The answer to -4 minus -5 is +1. Let's try this problem. -6 minus -10. First, I lay out 6 negative squares. Again, it's impossible to remove -10, so I must add 4 zero pairs. Now I can remove the 10 negative squares, leaving us with 4 positive squares. So the answer to this problem is +4. For this practice pause, use zero pairs to solve the problem -3 minus -9. As before, when the problem appears, press pause until you've solved it. Then press play and we will check your answer together. If you do not wish to practice, press fast forward to the next section of the video, subtracting negative and positive integers using the zero pair method. Ready? Here's your practice problem. negative 3 minus negative 9.